and welcome to Pope High School for a little interstate matchup as Georgia hosts Tennessee powerhouse McCallie. I'm Ned Case alongside Bruce Oswald. Thanks for tuning in here on Lacrosse Fire TV. Bruce, two teams that had a little bit of a layoff. Pope on spring break. Students won't be back until Monday. Do you see that affecting these teams coming into the game today?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who comes out playing on their A game and who comes out flat. Like you said, Pope has not practiced or had one practice last night since last Thursday, and believe that McCallie was either on break or not practicing either because they have not played in the same time period.
And we see Pope getting together as a team about ready to face off, and here we see their record 10-2 coming in the year. Only one loss in the state of Georgia, in region loss to Etowah, a one-goal loss. Also lost out of state against defending North Carolina state champion Apex. Bruce, this is a team that's, we'll look at McCallie's record real quick. Again, same team, same type of schedule, playing out-of-state teams, 5-3 coming in on the year. And both these teams have played a good amount of out-of-state contests. Obviously, for Georgia, the big games are the region games. So what is a game like this, how does it benefit you as a program?
So I think it's just the competition, right? Pope went up and played Apex up in North Carolina, defending state champ, 17 seniors returning on that team. Pope has a young base, and it's great experience for those kids. This game is the same, right? They're playing against a team that's played against several Maryland teams, and just growing the game, growing their lax IQ, getting better every day.
And looking at a couple of Pope's key players that we'll see on the screen, Sam Metzinger coming into the game, leading the team 48 points. Matt Oswald, the freshman, 40 points. And Chris Hadlow, another attackman, 23 goals, 7 assists for 30 points. The Pope offense that can certainly put up goals. We've seen that. A McCallie team that can also put up goals. They got some guys who are headed to 14 guys, in fact, on their roster, headed to playing at the next level. As we take a look at a few of these players, of course, Ross Pridemore, only a sophomore, headed to Virginia. Neil Brown, also a sophomore. He is headed to Johns Hopkins. And Zach Hutchko, number 22, heading to Denver, the defending Division I national champions. And we're going to get ready here for the national anthem. And after that, we'll be back here on Lacrosse Fire TV for the opening face-off.
This Lacrosse Fire TV broadcast is brought to you by Lace Up with Lax, ending homelessness one step at a time. CBA Sports, your sports construction specialist. A Joe for Lax, the Andrew Oswald Memorial Fund, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, dedicated to all better.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Welcome to Lacrosse Fire TV. We are at Pope High School today for the Pope Greyhounds hosting the McCallie Blue Tornado. I'm Ned Case alongside Bruce Oswald. We just touched on a few of the key players. Now let's touch on a few keys to the game. We talked about the 10-day layoff. Winning ground balls and face-offs kind of going together there, Bruce. How do you see that being the difference in the game?
So Pope doesn't have a true fogo. They're going to face off 3 or 4 guys today. And McCallie does have a fogo who's committed to Furman. So typically Pope will see if they can win face-offs straight up, and if they can't, they'll start looking to win ground balls. So if they can't win face-offs, it could be a long day for the Greyhounds.
And then the Pope defense will have to do their best to stop this potent McCallie attack led by Zach Hutchko heading to Denver, but certainly capable of it. I saw Adam Corby play against Westminster this year. Very impressed with his ability to defend the ball. And in cage, a change. Jordan Conley starting in the goal, the junior, instead of the senior Michael Oswald.
Yep, so you got the Pope strength is their defense against the McCallie attack, which is their strength as well, right? So the change in goaltending, Pope's decided to give their backup a game to get some reps, and that'll be interesting to see how that goes.
And we talked about how these out-of-state games almost don't really count towards the schedule, towards where you're going to end up in the playoffs, so you can get away with getting some other guys some reps in games like this. And in the goal for McCallie, it'll be the junior number 17, Connor Owens, as the goalies shake hands and head to their creases. We're ready to get underway here at Pope High School. The 5-3 McCallie taking on 10-2 Pope. And as Bruce touched on, taking the face-off head to Furman for McCallie is Sage Reith, the junior. He'll be going up against Matt Johnson, the kind of do-it-all midfielder for Pope.
Johnson really started as a defensive midi, and he's really come on this year, scoring some goals. They had to replace Tyler Borko's 99 points last year, and Johnson's done a good job of stepping up and contributing.
So the ref will get the face-off men down, get them in position, and then put the ball down. The new rule. Some of the college rules trickling down to GHSA, some of them not. This face-off rule is one, and first possession will go to McCallie. So they'll look to touch it in the box. And carrying the ball and touching it in, that's number 18, Sterling Audrey. And carrying the ball behind, that's number 22, Zach Hutchko. Hutchko senior. McCallie playing out with one of their leading scorers from last year, Charles Dumas, headed to Drexel. He's been out for the year. So that's 77 points from last year they'll have to replace. Ball with Trevor Miller now. And an open set here for McCallie, although Brown will clear through, looking to spread out this defense. Flag down.
Flag down, ball was down. They should have blown the whistle.
And a goal. No, it looks like they did end up blowing it dead. So that shot will not count. And McCallie will go on the man up here.
Looks like he's got a trip, which should be a minute.
So early chance here for McCallie on the board. Certainly if you're Pope, you didn't want to be fouling playing man down less than a minute into this game. But a good chance here for your defense and your sideline to gain some momentum if you can get a man down kill here.
Penalty was on Webb Beckham, 27.
So a 2-3-1 set here for McCallie as they'll start their extra man spinning the ball. And it's behind now. Look where that pass was deflected. Johnson has it in his stick, and he's going to look to leg it out himself. Got one attackman chasing, one-handed check there by Ross Pridemore to no avail, but a turnover, and McCallie will get another chance.
Yeah, and that's something that Pope has struggled at all year, is clearing the ball with their poles. Johnson probably shouldn't have given that up to a long stick, and Corby knocked it out of bounds. It's going to be McCallie ball in midfield. So
Audrey will restart here. He'll step it over, and we'll be man up for about another 30 seconds here for the Blue Tornado.
It's actually a good start for Jordan Conley. He tipped that pass on the last man up attempt.
So getting engaged early in the game. Brown looking to step down, moves it to Audrey, and it's over to Hutchko. Swing it behind to Pridemore. Spinning the ball well. Pope defense doing a good job of staying tight, not having to rotate.
And not a lot of motion, though. Good ball movement, but no motion. Here they come.
And Hutchko will carry. Penalties released. Look to skip down to Pridemore right on the doorstep. And right as the penalty was released, McCallie found the open man. That was Pridemore.
So they basically just moved the ball and spun it back up top. I think that was Hutchko that took it from the wing up top. Pridemore snuck in from X right to the crease, fed him right in front, stick fake high, shot it low for the goal.
So Pope defended for the full minute, but as the penalty was getting released and they were getting back in, McCallie took advantage, scoring just as the penalty expired, and we'll be back at the X. 1-0 here with 10:04 remaining in the first quarter, and McCallie will win the clamp. They'll pick it up, and Reith will go back to a pole. Ball's mishandled. Picked up there. That's in the stick of number 4, Mike Upchurch.
So Pope had their a second midi taking the draw there, Xavier O'Neal. So they've 2 face-offs, 2 different guys like we mentioned earlier.
And good pressure, but he'll touch it in. That's Reith. And Pridemore carries behind. He's guarded there by Corby. Should be a good matchup all day. Hutchko with it now. He's pressured out there by number 27, Webb Beckham, the junior. And now we're up top. Audrey drops it, picks it back up. He's going to give it a go. Split left to right down the alley. He's going to get a shot, and that one was wide.
Stay McCallie ball.
Nice alley dodge there. Getting his hands free for a shot, but just couldn't quite put it on cage. Attacking a touch go with his left. He'll move it up to Audrey, and they'll get it to the far wing to Trevor Miller, who's on his way to Hofstra next year. They'll move it up. One of 2 players headed to Hofstra. Sterling Audrey also headed to Hofstra from this McCallie squad. It's Hutchko with it now. Sweeping to his left shot, and good save there by Jordan Conley. That's good to see him get a save early in this game.
Absolutely, a good outlet, and Pope on the break.
Transition opportunity, carrying into the box. It's number 15, Ronnie Tidwell, and he'll get it over to Hadlow, and Pope will get their first offensive possession of the game. So big stop there from Conley. One, not only just to get a save on the board, but to get the ball back to your offense. They haven't touched it yet.
Stephen Runge taking it through X to Metzinger at X.
So Metzinger will swing it around. Looks like Pope is in a umbrella set with 3 across the top, 1 on the inside, 2 right on GLE. They're going to give it a go. And carrying in, might have a shot. Instead, carrying it behind. Good decision, Sam Borrell. Metzinger guarded by Jeff Durden. He's headed to Navy next year. Big physical defense. We'll have to try to keep Metzinger in check today. Ball's up top with Steven Runge. He's going to give it a go down the right alley. Takes a shot. Bouncer save. And Hadlow had it briefly. Ball is up. Let's see if Pope can pick it up. They do. They'll get an extra possession. And wise choice there by Cole Tyson to reset it.
So Cole Tyson's a converted attackman to midfield. Does a good job on the ground ball, but just threw a bad pass. That's a turnover, and here comes McCallie in transition.
So Durden knocked that pass down, and Pridemore will pick up that ball on the hop. So Pope got a good look, got a nice save from McCallie, and they'll turn it over.
Check. Great check by DuBose Bean, knocking that loose. Pope's ball on the end line.
DuBose Bean, a senior captain for the Greyhounds. They'll look to clear it, and
it's Bryce Barnhill with the ball.
Barnhill carries across. Pope's going to have another possession here. 6:50 remaining in the first quarter. 1-0 McCallie. Lone goal came from Pridemore, whose brother is playing at Notre Dame. Ross Pridemore, he'll head to Virginia. Only a sophomore.
Pope's offense is really based on patience. They look to hold the ball, control it, control time of possession, and then score when they get their opportunities.
So spinning around, getting everyone touches, trying to find the best matchup.
Runge's their dodger with the ball now. They like him dodging.
Runge's got a short stick. Advantage Pope. There he goes. He gets to his right hand. Good collapse defense there from McCallie. And he'll try to skip to the backside. Hadlow couldn't handle the ball. Was at his ankles and picked up there by McCallie. Ball's back on the ground. Oswald picks it up. And Pope will have a shot. And just wide. That shot off the stick of number 31, Jack Regetz.
So Pope threw a bad pass. Again, a bounce pass to Hadlow. He couldn't control. Oswald with the good ground ball. 2 passes and a good shot just wide. Pope still in possession.
So Metzinger resets it. Same umbrella set here for Pope. 3 across the top, down the alley with his right hand, trying to bully his way inside. And ball's loose. Oswald picks it up in front end. Pope will take that goal. 1-1. Oswald finds a little trash on the doorstep.
Barnhill actually dodging into the double team. Probably not a good move. Got tied up, lost the ball. Oswald in the right place at the right time for the goal.
See on the Crossfire TV replay, Oswald just buries it down low to even the game up here with 5:35 remaining.
That's actually, like you mentioned, for Conley getting that early save. That's big for Oswald, too, as a freshman, getting an early goal will get him going.
So Oswald, he came into the game with 28 goals. He just added his 29th. And we'll head back to the X, as it'll be Reith versus 16 O'Neill.
Yep.
And Reith will win that one.
So we talked about that. Pope now 0-3 on faceoffs.
Pridemore carries across the top. He'll roll it over to Sterling Audrey.
Looks like McCallie's going to switch it up, get their offensive guys in and control play.
So Brown with it behind, driving to his right, moves it on to Pridemore. And we see McCallie again in this open set trying to win their individual one-on-one matchups. Although now they move Audrey into the crease.
Looks like they've moved Brown to attack, too. He's normally a midfielder. He's playing at X right now.
So Brown behind the goal. The sophomore headed Johns Hopkins shot, and that one was wide. Picked up there by Conley. Pope will have a chance to clear.
That was a nice play by Bean again, who knocked that loose ball to Conley to gain possession for Pope.
And here goes O'Neill doing a good job coming back for the ball to clear it. And he'll get the touch. And Pope will get their guys on. So Pope with a chance to take the lead here. Oswald with the goal just over a minute ago. Carrying the ball to the near side. It's Tyson. And Johnson comes out of the box. He's got the pole of Torrin Shannon.
Pope's into a 2-2 set now.
Oswald rolling to his left, trying to get upfield. Good defense there from McCallie. He'll move it on. And taking a go at it, it's Tyson. Down the right alley, he's got his hand free back to his left hand. Ooh, a good look inside, but just a little low.
Yeah, I think Tyson probably should have taken that shot. He's got a great left-handed shot, and he tried to be unselfish, threw it low. Ball's now out of bounds, still Pope possession.
Pope will keep it. That could be a factor. Just that little rust we talked about, 10 days off, only one practice before the game today. But Pope will regain possession with a chance to take the lead. Split down the right alley to his left, and there it is, same type of look, and that shot just wide.
That was Burrell, another good look from Tyson. Burrell shot it high and wide.
Tyson doing a good job of creating offense for the Greyhounds, winning his matchup from the midfield.
So we talked earlier about Tyson converted from attack to midfield. He's a much better feeder from up top than he is from X, and that's been a good move by Pope to put him at midfield.
And dodging the short stick, so he's used to having his hands a little more tied up. Tyson gets inside and save. Ball bounces around. Oswald picks it up. Again, another long possession for Pope, but getting some good looks on goal, being patient and winning their matchups. So Tyson gets it. He's going to go from the wing. Good defense there by Sterling Audrey. Tyson trying to get to his right hand, and he'll roll back to his left. Oh, nice move to his right, low, and just wide. So Tyson creating most of the offense for the Greyhounds right now.
So Pope's had the ball for almost 2 minutes here, and like we mentioned, this is how they like to possess the ball, playing a little two-man game behind.
So Oswald driving to his left. Big push and slap check there from Mick Upchurch, the junior for McCallie. And Hadlow's got the middle of the field. Does a good job protecting the stick. Nice hit there in the middle. That was Trevor Miller. And McCallie's going to have a little transition here as Miller carries the ball in the middle of the field. He's got the pole. Durden, if he wants him, he gives it to him. Durden with the left hand. Shot, goal for the long pole. And Durden just ran the field. Good job of transition by the Navy-bound long pole.
That's probably a little demoralizing for Pope. They had a great possession. Hadlow dodged into the middle. He's got to get that shot off sooner. Never got it off. Got stick check. McCallie comes on transition, gives it back to the pole, and Durden scores.
And you saw Durden from the second that ball was picked up. He was running the length of the field. He wanted a goal. And a nice finish with the left hand there from the long pole.
You don't see too many teams feeding the long pole there on the break like that.
Yeah.
So, give McCallie credit for that, and good hands by Durden.
Must have a lot of faith in a pole, seeing what he does in practice, and it pays off there. So 2-1 McCallie, 2:05 remaining here in the first quarter.
I think we got a push on Pope on the face-off on O'Neal. It's going to be McCallie ball.
So Brown will pick it up, looking for the quick whistle, isn't getting it, and there it is. So behind it, Pridemore. He'll exchange it over to Hutchko. And Hutchko with his left hand trying to get upfield. He does, and goal, McCallie, 3-1. Hutchko just did a good job protecting his stick, and it looked like the Pope defenseman just overextended a little bit.
So Hutchko comes from X, gets inside and beats Conley low as he comes around the corner.
So McCallie attacking there kind of before everything was settled. They were still getting their guys on. Pope looked like they didn't have their slide packages all in correct order.
That was Webb Beckham that he beat on that goal there. I was just going to mention that he had been moved into the starting lineup with Carter Brown moving to LSM, but they've actually just made a switch, and Carter Brown's now on Hutchko.
So Hutchko, first assist of the game, adds his first goal of the game. And that clamp was won by McCallie. Let's see who can come up with this ground ball. Good chance for Pope to gain possession off a face-off if they can pick it up. And
it's like another push on Pope. Nope, we got a timeout.
They're going to say McCallie got the timeout. So Coach Troy Kemp effectively using a timeout there. So with 1:32 remaining and McCallie up 3-1, they'll use their first timeout of the game. We'll be back on the Crossfire TV right after this. Welcome back to Pope High School here in Marietta, Georgia. I'm Ned Case alongside Bruce Oswald. Thanks for tuning in here on the Crossfire TV. We have McCallie from Tennessee leading Pope 3-1 right now. And a timeout there as McCallie picked up a ground ball, used a timeout, so they'll have to clear the ball now. So let's see, although it looks like a flag is down on the far end. I think they got a stick penalty.
Not sure who's that on. I wasn't watching that.
So, tough timeout there from McCallie. We were talking about at the break using a timeout early in the first quarter, and after all that, you don't even gain possession.
Yeah, I'm never a proponent of the first quarter timeout if you don't have to, and McCallie's leading in the game. I'm not sure they need a timeout to retain possession on the defensive end, and then they get a stick check, and now they're going man down. So this could really benefit Pope here when McCallie had all the momentum and only a 1:32 left in the quarter. Pope could potentially possess this almost through the end of the first quarter.
So it looked like that penalty was on number 6, Ross Pridemore, for McCallie, and Pope will start extra man. So working out of a 3-3 set, they'll look to get the ball moving, and a shot goal that easy for Pope. That was number 5, Stephen Runge. He just stepped in from 15 and went low to low.
Stephen Runge's got a big shot, and he just steps in and takes it. No passes, not much of a man-up offensive possession, but Pope will absolutely take the goal and only down by 1.
16 yards. That's a Major League Lacrosse two-pointer right there. So Runge ties it up, or excuse me, pulls Pope to within 1, 3-2. And that penalty for a stick procedure is locked in. So Pope still on the man up, and this face-off will be a 3-on-2. So a good chance here for Pope to get a possession.
We're talking about all the commits on McCallie, and Runge actually should be a commit somewhere, but he's going to Kennesaw State next year, I believe, and It's a little disappointing that he didn't get a lot of attention because he could really play at the next level. He's got the size, the speed, and the skills.
And certainly the shot, as we saw on that last goal here, but McCallie wins this face-off, ball in the stick of number 5, Pierce Johnson. Corby all in his hands, trying to take the ball away from him. Pope up a man right now. So Corby can afford to be a little aggressive. He should have some help.
Runge looking to double there.
And
we got another timeout.
McCallie will use their second timeout of the half here in the first quarter. So as we're just under 1 minute remaining here in the first quarter, McCallie uses their second timeout. 3-2 they lead. We'll be back on Lacrosse Fire TV right after this break. Welcome back to Lacrosse Fire TV. We're here at Pope High School. I'm Ned Case alongside Bruce Oswald. So McCallie man down here for an illegal stick called earlier in the quarter. Just used their second timeout. Coach Troy Kemp in his 25th year. Won a handful of state championships, so knows what he's doing, but used both his first half timeouts in the first quarter. And Hutchko will carry. He'll try to just run past this double team and run this penalty out. See if Pope can turn him into the double team, and they do a good job there. Good hustle on the back end.
Jack Regetz with the check, and he's going to pick up the loose ball. Pope's got 45 seconds to get something done here.
So Corby looking for a short stick. He finds it, and a tight pass, but cleared there by Pope. They'll touch it in, and a little bit of transition opportunity here, but they'll pull it out. So looks like we're
even now.
Yep. So with 20 seconds left, here we go. Trying to get in the middle of the field, dirt and throwing some wax. Good opportunity for Johnson, and that shot off the back of the head of a McCallie player. He is down, hopefully just a little.
Looks like 29. I think it's 29. That was good ball movement. Runge drew the double team, dumped it over to Johnson. Johnson went to shoot high to high from about 15 yards, and he unfortunately hit the McCallie player in the head. He turned his head. I think it hit him in the back of the head.
So the players will take a knee, and hopefully nothing too serious here.
And we can't see his number. It's 20-something. I thought it was 29, but I'm not 100% sure on that. He's moving, so he.
Yeah, hopefully just a little bit of shock of getting a lacrosse ball thrown at you, 80-some odd miles an hour. And up on his feet to a nice big round of applause.
25.
So number 25 for McCallie, that's Hayden Rowland. And he'll walk off.
Assuming that Pope will retain possession here with 14 seconds. He looks like he's okay. He's walking off okay. He could potentially have a concussion, but it looks like he's walking off under his own power. Seems to be okay.
So Pope will restart it here with 14 seconds left. Chance to tie it up. Johnson with the ball in his stick. He's got the long pole of Upchurch with him. He's going to go down the right alley. He's going to get a good look on Cage and put it top shelf. Matt Johnson ties this one up at 3 for the Greyhounds.
Just a straight dodge. Don't normally want to dodge on the long stick, but Johnson's got great speed, got his hands free, and shot high to high from probably 6 yards down the wing, beating him high.
Put it in a great spot there, right over the head of Connor Owens, the right-handed goalie. So we got 7 seconds left here. Certainly in lacrosse, that is enough time to put another goal in. So we'll see if either team can pop this face-off in their direction. Start a little transition. The wings playing straight up, hip to hip, right on the 50. Neither in a defensive position. Reith tries to go forward with it and can't pick it up clean. Picked up there and doesn't look like he realizes the time on the clock, and that will end the first quarter. So Pope with the last 2 goals of the quarter to tie this one up at 3. We'll be back on Lacrosse Fire TV right after this.
This Lacrosse Fire TV broadcast is brought to you by Lace Up with Lax, ending homelessness one step at a time. CBA Sports, your sports construction specialist. A Joe for Lax, the Andrew Oswald Memorial Fund, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, dedicated to all better.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Hosting McCallie, and a face-off violation to start the second quarter, and it'll go Pope's way. So Pope with the last 2 goals of the quarter to tie this one up, playing with a little momentum, and they'll start the quarter with it. O'Neal loses his footing, but does a good job of popping back up and moves it on to Tyson.
That was a really good first quarter. It kind of played out how we've been talking. McCallie's won every face-off, I believe, except for the one just now where they had an illegal procedure. And but Pope's gained possession and won the possession game and scored when they've had their opportunities.
Pope had a chance there coming out of the box of transition. Now McCallie's coming down in a true 4-on-3. Pridemore with it. Good defense there, knocks the ball on the ground and picked up there by Pope. That looks like number 18, DeBose Bean. We've been calling his name plenty so far today.
Pope did a really good job getting back. That was a true fast break, and Pope got back in and then got a big check on Pridemore, I believe, and knocked the stick out of his hand and regained possession. Pope on offense.
So Pope was slow to slide to Mick Upchurch, the long pole, and he gave it up before drawing a slide, kind of killing the break, but good job of the Greyhounds to get the ball on the turf right away and back to their offense. So ball up top with Metzinger. He'll swing it over to Tyson.
Pope with a different look with Metzinger up top.
Metzinger, low to low, just wide.
Owen did get a piece of that. I think that's his second save of the day. Pope still possession, though. Game possession, did not go out of bounds. They've got it back up top to Metzinger.
So Metzinger checked there by Durden. He moves it back over to Tyson. Top of the box. Going down the right alley, swim dodge. And he'll hit Hudlow sneaking, but couldn't quite turn the corner. He'll drive up the right side and bounce it back out and move it along. So it's Tyson again, dodging off the pass, low, and that one missed wide.
Tyson's really a good shooter with both hands. He's got good control and really can shoot hard with both hands. That one was probably 3-4 inches wide of the pipe.
So Pope moving it along over to Regetz. He's going to give it a go down the left alley, back to the middle of the field. His right hand shot and save there from McCallie.
Regetz has got a good shot, but he shot that stick high, stick side. Not a good placement on that shot. Here comes McCallie.
Ball picked up there by Peoples, and he moves it over to Hutchko. And now Trevor Miller holds up top, waiting to get the offensive group on. It's number 5, Pierce Johnson. He's headed to Quinnipiac next year.
Quinnipiac playing for the hockey championship. See that? Frozen 4.
Frozen 4.
Yep.
So here we go. He'll take it behind, invert the short stick. Looks like that's O'Neal back there behind the goal. And trying to drive up to his left hand, moves it along to Miller. Split balls on the ground. Again, DeBose Bean putting the ball on the turf. Nice-handed pickup.
That's Griffin Kiesling with the ball on OSM.
And let's see if he can pick it up. Good hustle there from Brown. And McCallie will pick up that ground ball.
So McCallie back on O. They still don't have it in the box.
And they're offsides. So Pope will pick it up here. Metzinger will carry, and he'll look to touch it in. Score still 3-3 here. 8:40 remaining in the second quarter.
So another example of Pope getting the ball in transition with a pole who then turns it over, but then actually did a good job getting it back. But they've got to do a better job when they get the long sticks carrying. Here comes Runge on the dodge.
And Runge picks up the loose ball in front and buries that one, his second of the game.
So that's another garbage goal for Pope. Runge dodged from up top. It looked like he wanted to feed Johnson on the crease, who was covered. And the ball ended up on the ground, got picked up by Runge after his bad pass and put in the back of the net.
One thing I'll always say about garbage goals is they all look like 12-yard lasers in the scorebook.
That's right.
So Pope with their first lead of the game, 4-3 here with 8:20 remaining in the second quarter. Looking for a nice win coming back from spring break against a program that's been dominant in the Southeast over the last 10 to 15 years. And Reith will win it, and he'll go back with it. So McCallie will have to try to clear the length of the field. It's Durden. He has 1 goal on the day today. Let's see if he carries over. And he throws it high. And good ground ball there briefly. See if Pope can come up with it. Miller's trying to get it for McCallie. And popped up and picked up there right into the stick of Sam Huff, the junior.
So again.
But then he turns it over.
Pope tipped that, I believe.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it was tipped by Linton. It's going to stay a McCallie ball.
So Miller will restart it from goal line extended on the near side. He'll swing it over to Pridemore.
So we saw the McCallie poles could not clear, and then Pope missed the ground ball with a pole as well. So both teams struggling a little bit on the clear with the long sticks.
And, ooh, a nice split dodge there from Brown, but he put that shot wide. Brown extremely quick with his split dodge.
Still McCallie ball.
Looks like Pridemore here will restart it against Corby, coming off a pick from Brown. They're going to say he was moving.
Yeah, I think he looked like he leaned into him a little bit. He wasn't square, and then he turned, and that's definitely a moving pick.
So Pope will clear it, picked up by his short stick, and they'll get it over to Conley. Conley's looking back to Tyson over there. So Tyson will try to leg it out on Durden, and we're going to get a push in the back. Nope, they're going to say he was turning, and McCallie will regain possession. So Pope still struggling to clear the ball consistently here. That one more so due to a good ride from McCallie. Pridemore will have it over there. Looks like Pope's going to try to come get a double. And there McCallie goes, gets their 6th guy back on the field. So good recognition by DeBose Bean. Let's see if this ball goes over the midfield line, and
it does.
It will. So it should be an over and back. There's the call.
A little late on that whistle there, but they got it right.
So Metzinger will pick it up here, and he'll look to give it a go
He's got
on
space.
the pole. He's got a little bit of room with the left hand, and a save there. He just ran right past Andrew Presley.
Yeah, he's got to have a better shot on that. He tried to try to shoot that stick side rather than going far pipe. Good save.
So Peoples carries it up. He gets it over to Hutchko. Hutchko gets his touch. DeBose being on him, or excuse me, that's 22. Griffin Kessling, or 12, sorry.
Yeah, it's Carter Brown.
Brown.
Yeah, Kiesling's an LSM, 22.
And Durden was open on the inside for a moment. They didn't feed it to him. And here goes Hutchko working back and forth. Now to his left, looking to get above GLE. Can't find any room. And McCallie again going with that invert set as Brown's behind, but it looks like Regitz is going to lock him off. So they'll try attacking another short stick as the ball's. They'll move it on to Pridemore. He's got Corby behind. So McCallie in a little bit of a scoring drought here. Haven't scored this quarter, a little over the halfway mark. Good defense by Pope. So Brown's going to get the ball. He's going to want to give it a go on Regitz. He splits to his right. Good defense there from Pope, driving him wide outside the hash marks.
It's Pridemore looking to dodge.
Pridemore trying to find a little room. Corby doing a good job of playing with his feet and down the right alley. Pridemore, and that one was wide.
That was a tough angle shot there, but I think he caught Conley not thinking he would shoot from that low angle there, just wide.
May have been a little bit of a frustration shot as Pope had played great defense, not really allowing McCallie to get a good look on the cage. And two-man game behind, nothing there. Hutchko to Miller.
This is the longest possession McCallie's had all game.
So Brown, he'll split to his left, back to the middle of the field to his right, head up, and driving inside with his right hand shot just wide. That was Pierce Johnson.
Stays McCallie possession. Pridemore with the ball.
So McCallie has had a couple looks from about 8 or 10 yards. They're really working on trying to get shots right on the doorstep. And nice little play there, but huge save from Conley. A little bit of a fish hook there from Hutchko, but Conley was up to the test.
That was a nice feed, little inbound play. He came to the crease off the pick, Hutchko, and shot off stick with great save by Conley. Pope now struggling to clear again, though. It's Burns.
And ball's in the stick, and he is pushed out of bounds.
Pope got the
like
timeout.
Pope's going to use their timeout, so Pope will have a chance to clear it here with just under 4 minutes remaining in the half. We'll be back on Lacrosse Fire TV right after this. Welcome back here to Pope High School. Alongside Bruce Oswald, I'm Ned Case here on Lacrosse Fire TV. As Pope leads McCallie 4-3 with just under 4 minutes remaining here in the half. Sam Metzinger carries.
He's got a short stick on him.
So a good opportunity here for Pope. Metzinger coming into the game with 35 goals, 13 assists, and he shot wide, low angle, and a flag's down here. So that was a free shot there for Metzinger.
Did not see the penalty.
So it looks like offsides was indicated there from the official. And if that's the case, it'll be a 30-second man up here for Pope. Either way, it'll be a 6-on-5 for the Greyhounds.
That's really a bad penalty to come out off of a timeout on defense and then go offsides. I'm not sure how they did that.
And that's the second penalty McCallie's had coming out of timeouts, and they're offsides
again. But they're not. The ref just told them to go back, and there's a
goal. And Metzinger will bury that one quickly off the man up. That's 2 man-up goals within about 5 seconds for the Greyhounds.
So Pope started with the ball up top, and just a cross feed there to Metzinger open. I think that was Runge with the assist.
So Runge now with 3 points on the afternoon. And Metzinger adds to his goal total now with 36 on the year.
I couldn't see that. That may have been Tyson. I'm not sure if that was 9 or 5, but it was either Runge or Tyson with the assist.
Either way, Pope takes the biggest lead of the game for them. 2 goals, 5-3 here with 3:27 remaining. Taking advantage of McCallie penalties and a couple fortunate bounces to have this lead, and Durden will pick up the ball there. He's already got 1 goal. He's coming down transition, and he looks inside to Pridemore, and he throws a couple fakes and dunks it. Quick goal there for McCallie.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, you can score a goal in 5-6 seconds off a face-off. They won the draw. Durden came and drew the slide, hit Pridemore in front, and he had 2 stick fakes, got Conley off balance, and finished high-to-high.
So Pridemore puts in his 2nd of the game, both of his on the doorstep.
That breaks a long drought for McCallie. They hadn't scored since something like halfway through the first quarter.
So just when Pope was starting to gain a little momentum, McCallie takes it right back. So back at the X, we talked about this. This would be an advantage for McCallie all day. If Pope could steal a few, that would be nice, but that one is won again there by Reith.
McCallie stepped out of the box before he picked up the ground ball. It's going to be Pope ball.
So a little bit of a mental mistake there from McCallie. A chance for them to get possession, tie this one back up. Now Pope will have a chance to extend the lead back out to 2.
Yeah, and that guy would not have stepped out if Reith had not missed that first ground ball, but you got to stay in there until he picks it up.
So Pope with the restart. Ball's over with Runge. He's been one of Pope's best players in this half. Also, good offense created by Cole Tyson, and that one went wide.
So Runge with a feed low and behind Metzinger, who had a great handle and shot low backhand shot just wide.
So restart with Hadlow. He'll carry with his left hand.
We're talking about Pope's man up. They've had 2 man up goals, and they've actually possessed the ball for probably less than 7 seconds on those 2 man ups.
Doing a good job in their 6-on-6 offense of being patient and working for great shots. It's Tyson with it now. He'll move it over to Metzinger. Metzinger works top side to his right hand, skips it across to Oswald.
Pope's in a 1-4-1. This is a different look for them today.
So Oswald swings it behind to Hadlow. Again, very patient here from Pope, waiting to find a matchup to attack or McCallie's defense to make a mistake. Approaching 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. And look up top to Tyson, splits to his left, tries to roll back, lost his footing a little bit. Oswald wanted to skip past. Tyson opts to not give it to him.
Probably a good decision.
So here goes Runge, sweeping across top to his right hand, shot. And a moving screen. So McCallie will have a chance to clear it here and tie this one up at 5. 1:45 remaining here. And carrying the ball across the timeline, it's Pierce Johnson. And he touches it in the box. So 90 seconds left here for McCallie. No timeouts. Pope does have one if they do need it. And it looks like we're going to have a 2-2-2 set here from McCallie. with a wing pick. It's Pridemore. He goes underneath, behind the goal. One-hand cradle. Now to his left turn, and that one just wide.
Another
quick
tough
shot.
angle. Yep, tough angle shot. That may be Pope ball.
And no signal from the official yet, and a late call, but they give it to Pope. So
that's interesting. It was right in front of the one official who did not make the call. The call was made by the ref up at midfield. I think he made the right call, but it was right in front of the guy there in the play.
So Conley it took too long in the crease, and that might just be a mistake of a player who hasn't been playing full season. And so quick restart here. Hutchko inside, and McCallie takes advantage of that mistake to tie this one up.
So that was two mistakes, one on the possession in the crease, and then Pope didn't get back in the hole to play defense. Quick whistle, one pass, and a goal.
You see Pridemore finds Hutchko just beating the whistle, beating Pope to the whistle, and Hutchko puts in his second of the game.
So a couple mental mistakes by Pope, allowing McCallie to get back in the game.
So it'll be Reith and Johnson back at the X. Just under a minute remaining here in the quarter. We saw Pope score the last 2 goals of the first quarter to tie it up. Now McCallie with the last 2 goals of the second quarter to tie it up. See if one of these teams can put one in and gain some momentum going into the break. So ball's on the ground and now up in the air.
Pope wins the face, even though McCallie actually controlled that draw, pulled it out by Reith, but Pope won the ground ball game, and looks like they're going to take a timeout.
So Pope did a good job there, making that face-off a 3-on-3 play instead of a 1-on-1, and now they'll have a chance to take the lead going into the half. It's Pope 5, McCallie 5 here on Lacrosse Fire TV. We'll be back for the final 42 seconds right after this. Welcome back to Lacrosse Fire TV. We're here at Pope High School in Marietta as the Pope Greyhounds are hosting the McCallie Blue Tornado. Along with Bruce Oswald, I'm Ned Case. Bruce, Pope calls a timeout there, obviously looking for the last shot. Who do you think will start the play for them to get things initiated?
Be interesting to see. They like to dodge Runge up top. He's got the ball. A lot of times Pope goes too early in these situations, and Runge may do that now. Hopefully he'll connect.
And that one just wide. So 25 seconds, shot backed up by Hadlow. He moves it over to Metzinger.
Pope's not shy about not holding it for the last shot. Here comes Johnson.
Johnson, he's going to split to his left now, back to his right, trying to get his hands free. He'll take the shot, and that one's wide. Again, backed up by Pope. So 13 seconds left now. And Metzinger, again, looks like he's got a short stick matchup, so let's see if he can take advantage of this, working to his right hand, trying to get upfield, leans in, and that shot's wide. So 3 shots now on this possession in the last 42 seconds. Haven't been able to connect on one. Let's see if Metzinger can get one here. 5 seconds left. He's got his head up, looks up top. Johnson gets his hands free, and a big save there by Owens to keep the game tied at 5, heading into the half.
Another shot. Stick side high, right into the stick. Johnson's got to either bounce that shot or shoot it offside hip.
So with the score tied at 5, we'll head to the half here on Lacrosse Fire TV. We'll be back for the second half of Pope and McCallie in just about 10 minutes.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
This Lacrosse Fire TV broadcast is brought to you by Lace Up with Lax, ending homelessness one step at a time. CBA Sports, your sports construction specialist. A Joe for Lax, the Andrew Oswald Memorial Fund, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, dedicated to all better.
Welcome back here to Pope High School as the Pope Greyhounds are hosting the McCallie Blue Tornado. Score 5-5 at the half. I'm Ned Case along with Bruce Oswald taking a look at a couple stats from the first half. These, we'll call them unofficial booth stats, and I'm doing my best to keep stats up here. For McCallie, 2 goals from sophomore attackman Ross Pridemore. He also added an assist. Senior attackman Zach Hutchko had 2 goals and assists for McCallie. He's headed to Denver next year. The long pole Jeff Durden had 2 points on a goal and an assist. And that tallies the 5 for McCallie. For Pope, they got a goal from Sam Metzinger, a goal from Matt Johnson, and a goal from Matthew Oswald. And the leading point scorer for the Greyhounds, Stephen Runge, 2 goals and an assist. Bruce, what did you see out of that first half that we thought was encouraging? We talked about how the break was going to be a little bit of an issue, but both teams came out and they didn't look to be flat.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that kind of what we talked about in the pregame has kind of played out. McCallie's carried all the face-offs. Pope has actually done a good job defensively, controlling for the most part, even though they've got a couple of goals, Pridemore and Hutchko at attack, but they've done a good job defensively. Both teams have actually taken a lot of shots wide. I believe that the Pope goalie Conley has 3 saves and the McCallie goalie has 2 saves, and but that's not for lack of shots. There's been a ton of shots wide by both teams. I think that McCallie's kind of controlled the ground ball game a little bit, and Pope has controlled the time of possession, and that's gotten us to an even game at halftime.
And we talked about that McCallie attack, very potent with a handful of Division I players on the group, but did a good job. Pope did with 6-on-6 defense. A couple of those goals from Pridemore and from Hutchko were on transition situations or man-up situations.
Yeah, Pope did have the letdown there at the end where they got caught in the crease 4 seconds on the possession by Conley and then did not get back in the hole in a quick pass and a goal, and that kind of hurt them to let the game get tied back up. But I think we should have a really good second half. Now they've gotten the cobwebs out on both teams.
So 5-5 at the half. 12 minutes on the clock to start the third quarter. It'll be Reith versus Johnson at the X. Reith, we talked about it, headed to Furman, dominated the face-offs, but when Pope got into 3-on-3 plays, it was pretty 50-50, I would say.
Yep, I agree.
So here's a chance to make it, and Johnson is going to pick it up. He's Durden chasing him.
So Reith won the face, but again, he missed the ground ball, and here comes Johnson.
And here goes Johnson carrying it in, and looked like he just took a couple too many steps, didn't have much angle on that shot.
Yeah, he's either got to move that through X or just carry it into X and possess that ball. Not a good shot.
So McCallie clears that save from Owens, and Pridemore has it now, top of the box. Corby matched up on him. He's carrying with his left. As McCallie looks like they've got their guys on. They're setting up in a 2-3-1 look. Ball with Brown.
Brown, they've inverted him up top. He's still playing attack, I believe, but he's up top center with DuBose Bean covering him.
So now Miller has it. He's going to get to the middle of the field, his left hand, and good defense there from Pope to get the ball on the ground. And let's see if Pope can pick it up and get an offensive possession, but a nice ground ball dug out there by Johnson for McCallie.
Again, another missed ground ball opportunity for Pope.
So we talk about those ground balls in your defensive end. Now it's like you have to guard another possession.
Exactly. It's tough when you have that clear opportunity for the GB and you don't get it, and now you're playing D again.
So it's Johnson with it. He's going to give it a go on Runge down the alley, moves it through X. Now Pridemore. And it's Brown. He gets to the middle of the field to his right hand. He moves it along. Look inside. And that shot and goal, number 47, Andrew Clements. And McCallie has the first of the second half.
So that was good ball movement by McCallie. They moved it up top. And Clements came open on the crease. Good feed from up top and a bounce shot to beat Conley for the goal.
Check on his stick.
I didn't catch that assist, but that goal was definitely assisted by the midi up on top right. Didn't see who that was.
So McCallie, we talked about it, had a chance, or Pope had a chance to get the ball up out of their defensive end, had to play another possession, and McCallie takes advantage of it.
So here we go with the face-off.
Looks like it'll be O'Neal this time for Pope. And having trouble picking the ball up the first time is Reith, but he'll get it over to the pole. Is that Durden? Nope, that's number 4, Upchurch.
High pass, nice catch there by Pridemore. Thought that was going out of bounds, but went up high to get that. We get a timeout.
And again,
McCallie.
another early timeout from McCallie. Not sure what the situation was there, but we'll take a break with them. So with 9:56 remaining here in the third quarter, and McCallie up 6-5, you're watching on Lacrosse Fire TV. And we're back here at Pope High School in Marietta, Georgia. Thanks for tuning in on Lacrosse Fire TV alongside Bruce Oswald. I'm Ned Case. McCallie with the first goal of the third quarter, got a possession and used an early timeout. We saw Coach Troy Kemp using 2 timeouts in the first quarter, in the first half, and again another early timeout here.
Yeah, he's not afraid to use the timeouts early in the half. Thinking he may want to control the ball here and take a 2-goal lead. They've been behind for pretty much the whole second quarter, finally got the lead back and would like to go up by 2.
So Andrew Clements with the only goal of the half so far. We didn't see him in the first half, but he's playing in the second. It looks like Pope has fallen back a little bit into his zone defense here. A good decision by Coach Pfaff out of the timeout to kind of throw off McCallie. They haven't seen the zone all day, and McCallie throws it away.
This could be a fast break.
And it looks like that's Johnson coming down the middle of the field. He's got good speed. He's going to draw the slide. Oswald just a little low, couldn't quite handle. But a good check there by Oswald to knock the ball loose and keep it Pope's offensive possession.
Clear fast break there. Pass a little low, but Oswald turned his head, missed it, and did make a good check. Ball out of McCallie's stick, Pope ball.
So the zone defense there probably messing with McCallie a little bit. I'm sure they had a play called in the huddle against the man-to-man. So here we go. Pope now with it. It's Hadlow on the wing. They're in an open set, spreading this McCallie defense out. It's Runge. He's got 2 goals on the day already.
Looks like they're going to play 2-man up top.
With the 2 short sticks and going down the left alley. Miller does a good job jumping out, forcing them wide. Runge's leaning in, trying to double teams coming. I don't know if he sees it. He does see it. Does a good job moving it. Oswald just drops the ball, and he will pick it up. Briefly, does a good job spinning out of 2 and moves it on. And Pope dropping the ball a little bit here to start the third quarter. Hadlow behind to Metzinger. Metzinger carries to his left, back up to Hadlow. Again, still in this open set for Pope. It's Johnson, he had a nice goal going down the right alley to end the first quarter. He goes down the alley, can't find any room.
Pope back into that patient offense.
So it's Regetz now with it up top. Hadlow coming off the pick from Johnson. Couldn't find any room. Good defense there by number 8 for McCallie. That's Nick Nazier. Headed to play Division III lacrosse at Denison next year. And going down the alley, shot, and that one's wide. That one off the stick of Runge.
That was a pretty good dodge there. Runge had a good angle and just shot that wide on the near post.
So up top with Regetz. He's going to give it a go to his right, draws a slide, looks inside to Johnson, and nice save there from Owens.
Yeah, I think they got a good check on Johnson. He didn't get much on that bounce shot.
And here goes Durden again. He's already got a goal and an assist. He takes a shot and a nice save there from Conley, fighting it off with his shoulder.
Where it is. McCallie ball out of bounds. Ball went straight up in the air off of Conley's hip. That was a good save off of Durden.
So Jordan Conley, the junior goalie, starting for Michael Oswald. Coach Pfaff just wanting his goalies to get reps, and a cut.
Another good save.
Nice save there. Chance to get it up and carrying it across the timeline. That's number 33, Alex Linton. So 2 big saves there from Conley. Giving the ball back to Pope, and save there from Owen. So the goalies are, ball's knocked down, the clearing attempt, and picked up there again by Owens. So ball loose in the middle of the field, picked up there by Peoples, and he'll try to carry it. Good defense there from number 15 for Pope. Looks like Ronnie Tidwell. And now they're going to double it, trying to get the ball on the ground. And Miller has it. Now he's going to attack the goal. Left hand shot, and that one looked like it was deflected. Backed up by McCallie.
So McCallie got a cutter loose on the crease on that last possession, but he shot high to high right into Conley's stick. Really good save, sticking with that ball on the 2-foot, 3-foot shot.
And coming with their left hand to no avail. Look like that's Pridemore. He'll move it on to Hutchko.
Pridemore looks like he might be hurt. He's holding his back.
So it's Brown. He's going to get up top with his great quickness. Does a good job hitching. And he's got it with his right hand, split to his left down the alley, gets his hands free, and that one a good bit wide. So Brown, I mean, you see why a Division I school like Hopkins would be interested. Athletically, he's very quick, beats his matchups, but hasn't done a great job of putting shots on goal.
That was way wide.
So here's Pridemore. He gets top side, and again, fought off by Conley. Good save, but Hutchko will back it up.
Yeah, I think Brown's only a sophomore, right? He's got to get some strength.
And Conley, a good job there of stepping out of the cage and knocking Hutchko down.
Again, a ground ball opportunity that Pope's not going to win.
And
We're
McCallie
play D again.
picks it up. Ball was picked up there.
We got a whistle. Oh, Conley broke his stick.
Broken shaft.
So Conley, I think it was Pridemore came from X. Conley stepped out and checked him as he came from X and broke his stick apparently on his hip.
So he'll go over there and grab the stick of Michael Oswald and hop back in cage. So Oswald, the normal starter, contributing to this game. So it's Brown on the restart. He's matched up by Tidwell. Brown to his left. Stop on a dime, roll back to his right, and nice save there from Conley.
Again, another example of a high-to-high shot, stick side. Not a tough save for the goalie.
And Hadlow can't handle the pass, and McCallie's going to have the chance to extend this lead to 2.
So Pope's
coming down in transition, moves it over, Hutchko, and good defense there by Pope of recovering.
And again, Pope struggling to clear the ball.
So that one, just a mishandled pass for the attackman Hadlow. McCallie picked it up and carried it back in the offensive end. So it's Hutchko now. He's got it behind. He's checked there by Carter Brown. Driving up to his right hand. He's going to roll back to his left. Couldn't find any room. Good slide from Pope, and they'll recover. So ball on the far side, down the right alley. Can't find any room. That's 26, Sam Huff.
Looks like McCallie's running some different middies now. You got Bolin with the ball, Huff out there as well.
Brown also out there, one of their big guns, and Pridemore shot. Looked like that one rung off the crossbar, and a good job there by the McCallie defenseman Upchurch of keeping the ball on the offensive side of the field, though it wouldn't have mattered for the over and back rule with it being a shot off the pipe. Again, another new rule, the over and back rule, coming down, trickling down from the college game.
Yep, I like that rule. That was another Pridemore shot with not much angle, but he got it by Conley, but hit the crossbar.
And shot there. Looked like that one was just wide. That one off the stick of Hutchko. So only one goal here in this third quarter. 6-5, McCallie leads 3:36 remaining.
They've got Brown now behind on a shorty.
So Brown's going to give it a go. He's going to get to his left, look, turn the corner. He does shot. That one also wide and backed up by Pope. So Pope doing a good job playing 6-on-6 defense and then steals the ball back on a race to the inline.
Let's see if Pope can clear the ball here.
So Corby will start with it. Corby, an all-state defender last year. He gets it to Stephen Runge, and he'll look to carry over, have to run by the attackman Hutchko, lowers his shoulder, and carries it across. So 3.5 remaining here in the third. Pope trailing 6-5. Runge's got it behind. Look to invert a little bit.
Yeah, and he can dodge from behind. He's a big body, and he's a lot bigger than 24. He's moving it, though.
McCallie looked like they were quick to come with a slide there, so he moved it on to Metzinger, who's going to dodge from the wing or look for a little two-man game maybe as Runge's being locked off. Metzinger driving to his left, looking to get above the goal. Can't find any room, but a nice cut and shot. Oh, shots on the outside. That was off the stick of Jack Regetz. And ground ball opportunity here. Jeff Durden, he's been all over the field for McCallie. There he goes, carrying it up the sideline. Durden always carrying with confidence into the offensive end, very under control with that long pole.
Yeah, and I think a big difference in the game has been the difference in the two defenses and picking up ground balls and clearing. Pope struggling all day, and McCallie actually very efficient at making the ground ball pick up and then clearing the ball upfield.
So Hutchko with it now. He'll carry as Trevor Miller checks on the field for McCallie, and he'll have the ball now on the far side. Look to give it a go on Johnson, but instead he'll move it. A little pass down, pick down action as Pridemore comes topside for his left hand, moves it back. So 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
2 minutes left in the third quarter. 2 minutes.
McCallie spinning the ball patiently in this open set. It's Miller trying to get topside. Good defense there by Johnson and forcing him underneath. Clements with the only goal of this half so far. He moves it up top to Johnson. Pierce Johnson down the right alley. Look there to Pridemore, but he was behind the goal. And look inside to Hutchko, but a huge save by Conley. Conley playing awesome in this third quarter. And big check there. Regetz lost it now. He picked it up. He lost it again, though. See if he can pick it up. Got a man on his back. And timeout there from Pope. So with 1:25 remaining in the third quarter and Pope trailing 6-5, they'll look to tie this one up coming out of this timeout. We'll take a break with them here on La Crossfire TV. And we're back here on La Crossfire TV. I'm Ned Case alongside Bruce Oswald. Thanks for tuning in. We're here at Pope High School in Marietta as the Greyhounds are hosting Tennessee powerhouse McCallie. 1:25 remaining in the third quarter. McCallie up 6-5. Bruce, coming out of the timeout, we've seen mostly the midfield initiate for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, Pope is normally a midfield-initiated team. They like to dodge from up top, and then their attack gets involved off of feeds, off those dodges, alley dodges. So we'll be interested to see if Pope tries to hold the ball here, which they're not normally prone to do for the last minute.
And it looks like McCallie is shutting off Sam Metzinger with a short stick, so it'll be 5-on-5 here for Pope. Oswald leans in with his left. That shot was on goal, saved by Connor Owens. And ball still on the turf, picked up by McCallie, but a good ride there as Tyson is all over the stick of number 8, Nick Najir, and he gets it over to Upchurch, and Upchurch will look to leg it up the field.
Another example of McCallie getting the ground ball on the defensive end and getting the clear.
So now it's Miller with it. He's doubled there, but he'll carry with one hand behind the net. So now, although that ball's going to be turned.
Oh, he caught a tip. He said that was tipped. I thought Corby checked that, and the ball went out, but apparently Corby tipped it. It's still McCallie ball.
So 30 seconds left. It's Pridemore. McCallie will look to take the last shot of the half. A little two-man game behind. Up top, it's Brown with it. 16 seconds on the clock. Down the alley, tries to split two. He does. Shot, goal. Neil Brown showing his athleticism as the sophomore extends the lead to 2 for McCallie.
That was a great individual effort. We were talking before, Brown's got to get a little bigger and stronger, but he showed his speed and quickness there through the double team, and then a good bounce shot, low to high off the turf to beat Conley for the goal, win a 2-goal lead for McCallie. That's
one of those no, yes, if you're a coach, as Brown split the double team. So with 9.6 remaining here in the third, McCallie leading by 2, 7-5. McCallie led by 2, 3-1 in the first quarter. So here we go. Let's see if either one of these teams can win it forward. We saw a quick goal from McCallie earlier in the game off a face-off. And it's going forward with it. It's Reith. He's going to try to get a little transition with the left hand. Shot wide. And backed up there by Pope. So they'll likely send it the length of the field, see if you can put it on goal.
Good job by McCallie in this quarter defensively, holding Pope to no goals and scoring a couple themselves to take the lead.
So 2 goals in the quarter, both from McCallie. They extend the lead to 7-5. We'll be back for the final 12 minutes on Lacrosse Fire TV right after this.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
So we're back here for the 4th and final quarter at Pope High School in Marietta, Georgia. I'm Ned Case alongside Bruce Oswald. Thanks for tuning in here on Lacrosse Fire TV. Score tied at 5 at the half. McCallie with the only 2 goals of that third quarter. The last one coming with under 10 seconds left off the stick of Hopkins commit Neil Brown. Bruce, Pope had a lot of possession, couldn't quite solve Connor Owens in the goal.
No, Owens made a couple of good saves in that quarter. Pope shot a couple wide, and then Pope did not do a good job of maintaining the ball after shots. They pretty much lost every ground ball in that quarter, offensively and defensively, and now McCallie wins another faceoff.
So it's Pierce Johnson picking that ball up off the wing. Takes a big whack there from Nick Burns. So McCallie looked to extend the lead to 3. The biggest lead of the game has been 2. Pridemore with the ball behind. Pridemore has 2 goals on the afternoon. And it's Miller with it now. Miller headed to Hofstra next year. He's going to split to his left, gets to the middle of the field. Good slide there from Pope, but Brown takes it, and he shoots it high. Looks like he went in the crease. And Pope will get a chance to clear it.
That was a good dodge by Miller and cross feed to Brown. Brown with a face dodge, getting to the crease, but then I believe stepped in after that shot over the top.
So Conley moves it over to DeBose Bean, and he moves it on up to Stephen Runge. He's been one of the best offensive players for Pope today with 3 points on the afternoon.
Outside. Runge took that shot off the wing, had an angle, but not a great angle, hit the side of the net, and here comes McCallie on the clear.
So Upchurch carries. Good ride there from Pope as they all collapsed on him. He moves it on over to Jonathan Littman, and Littman moves it on up to Peoples. So McCallie clears the ball successfully. A short-lived possession there for Pope. And it's Clements with it behind. He had a goal in the 3rd quarter. Clements headed to Division II Queens next year. One of 14 players on this McCallie roster who's going to play Division I, II, and III. So it's Brown. He mishandles the pass, but he's still going to give it a go. Down the left alley, shot, and good save there by Conley as he stepped. It looked like that one got it off the foot.
Yeah, he definitely got that on the foot. That was a good left hand by Brown.
So now it's Hutchko with it. A little 2-man play there. Corby does a good job of recognizing it. McCallie scored on that little inbounds play earlier. So it's Brown again. Just took the last shot. He gets in the middle of the field. Finds Clements, low-to-low bouncer. He beats Conley, and they extend the lead to 8-5, McCallie.
So Brown crossed up Runge there. He went to his left the last time he had the ball. Here he faked left, came to his right, found Clements on the crease, and a bounce shot and a goal. 3-goal lead for McCallie.
So Clements with his second. We talked about we didn't see Clements in the first half. They had Neil Brown down there playing some attack, but Clements played in the second half, 2 goals, and he's firing up the sideline with his celebrations. So here we go. Pope really needing one. Biggest lead of the game. Certainly 3 goals in lacrosse is not a major deficit, especially with 10 minutes remaining.
They've got to get a face-off, though.
So Reith wins it. Durden with a fancy one-handed pickup with that long ball. He'll try to split 2. And a good ride there from Pope. Get the ball on the ground, but it's picked up there by Andrew Bolin. And now Bolin will touch it in.
They've got a lot of trust in Durden, putting him up on the wing as an LSM on that faceoff, and he paid off to get that GB.
So now it's Miller coming down the right alley, full head of steam, gets inside, splits 2, and a huge save there from Conley. And Hutchko couldn't pick it up. And here we go, a little transition for Pope to run if they want it. And they will. It's a 4-on-3. They move it. Shot down low. Metzinger's shot was saved there by Owens.
Tidwell with a good fast break. Ball moved to Oswald to Metzinger. Metzinger had him high, but he shot that low and wide. Still Pope ball.
So Hadlow with the ball, or excuse me, Tyson with the ball. He's driving up the right side. Takes a whack from Upchurch, but very in control with the ball. Haven't heard as much from Tyson this half. He was winning his one-on-one matchups in the first half. But Runge runs right past Miller to his left hand, takes a shot to the bottom corner and stings it. 8-6. Pope back within 2.
Good opportunity for Pope, getting the ball in transition. Then they get the ball up top to Runge, who can dodge either way. He goes to his left and shoots high to low, right inside the pipe. Great shot. Good power on that shot.
You can see it in the replay there with Runge's form as he ends up with his back to the goal. He does a nice job of getting his hips and shoulders into those shots down the alley and just beats Owens down. Great location in the low corner.
So Pope back within 2 here. They're normally a pretty good fourth quarter team, so I wouldn't count them out of this game.
8:43 remaining. McCallie only up 8-6. Back to the face-off X where Reith has controlled. But Johnson doing a good job making a 3-on-3 scrap. Durden misses that ground ball. He'll have another chance at it. He runs through it this time up the sideline, and he'll look to find an attackman to get it to.
So we don't have the face-off count, but I've only got Pope winning 1 today, maybe 2 max.
But doing a good job of playing defense. Certainly when you see stats like that, you would expect it to be a blowout, but Pope has done a very nice job defensively and offensively, taking advantage of their opportunities, playing that patient style of 6-on-6 offense they like to play. Now it's Miller with it. He'll spin it along to Hutchko, and now behind to Pridemore. Pridemore and Hutchko, 2 attackmen along with Clements. He's on the inside. He's got 2 goals this half. It's going to be Brown. He had the last assist for McCallie. Sweeps to his right, runs through a check, moves it on to Johnson. Johnson tries to throw it back across the defense. Not a great decision there, and Pope will have a chance to clear.
He had Brown right there for the 7-yard pass, but chose to throw the 15-yard pass across the field straight out of bounds.
Oh, Burrell gets it over to Conley and picked off by Hutchko. One-on-one opportunity, and he finishes. And another issue there in the clearing game for Pope comes back to bite him. And we'll see it here on Lacrosse Fire TV replay. You just missed it a little bit, though, but the pass was picked off by Hutchko. You see the finish there. Just out of cage, tough for Conley to even have a chance on that one.
So we've talked about Pope's inability to clear all day long. I'd say they're probably 50% on the clear, while McCallie's close to 100%. And Conley threw a bad pass, picked off, and came back and put it in the back of the net.
So Hutchko tallies his 3rd of the game, extends the lead back out to 3 for McCallie, 9-6, 7.5 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And that face-off won pretty cleanly by Reith, and he'll look to carry it in. Taking a big whack there from Xavier O'Neal, and O'Neal doing a good job of pressing out. Nice double team there. And they get the ball on the ground, and they're going to call interference. That's a tough call for Pope, but it'll be a McCallie ball.
Pope playing aggressive D, and yeah, I think they got the benefit of a good call there for McCallie.
So McCallie will touch it in with Miller. He'll move it on to Brown.
See if McCallie looks to take the air out of the ball a little bit here and control the clock.
7 minutes remaining, up 3. 9-6, it's Miller. He's going to give it a go on Reggett. Sweeps to his right hand. Middle of the field, takes a shot. That one wide, backed up by Corby. So certainly not what Coach Kemp wanted there. As a short possession for McCallie, will get the ball back to Pope. Let's see if they can clear.
I'll tell you, Corby's done a really good job this whole season of reading a shot and getting to the end line and getting possession for Pope on the defensive end. Another example there.
And that's the kind of stuff as a coach you just can't teach. It's just that lacrosse IQ. Corby certainly has done a good job of shutting down Pridemore, but even that time, Pope touches it in the box but can't gain possession. Transition here for McCallie. Let's see if they push. They give it to Pridemore, and Pridemore wisely backs it out. But now he's going to step in, take a shot, and an easy save there for Conley. Possible transition here for Pope if they want it. It's going to be a 4-on-4, and they're going to move it over. Ball was dropped there. That was Tyson.
Tyson through the double team.
Tyson, shot just wide. So Pope, 6:03 remaining, down 3 with the ball. Metzinger will restart it. He'll move it up the wing to Runge, and he'll move it on to Tyson. Looks like an open set here for Pope. Although one of their midfielders heads into the crease now. Looks like they're kind of rolling into a 14 look. And clearing out the whole side for Johnson to go down the right alley. Can't find any room. He'll roll back. Good defense there from Upchurch.
He's got the pole. He should move it.
He does. They get it over to Runge. He's had a lot of success dodging hard both sides. To his left, he had a goal like this earlier, and that one off the chest of Owens. Runge picks it back up, though, and he'll get a chance to go. It'll be Tyson trying to split. Good defense there from Johnson, playing with a good cross check.
Pope needs a little more sense of urgency here, down a couple goals.
So carrying with it, it's Oswald, loses his footing at X. He's going to try to drive topside to his left hand. Johnson over to Metzinger. Metzinger pretty quiet on the afternoon, just 1 goal. Came into the game leading the Greyhounds in goals with 35. And he's got it now. But they'll move it up to Johnson. Now we're 4.5 remaining. Still down 3, and look inside Metzinger.
Runge forced that to the crease. Bad pass, but luckily backed up by Metzinger. Pope retains possession. They need Runge dodging here. Runge or Tyson should be dodging on the shorty.
And there's Runge, shot high to high, beats Owens, his 4th of the game. We see it here on the Lacrosse Fire TV replay. Scored the last one with the left hand, down the alley, this time getting in the middle of the field. Just beats Owens up high.
Yep, slide too late coming over there. Like we mentioned, Runge's their dodger. They need him with the ball, and they had Johnson dodge it on the long stick. Finally got it back to Runge on the shorty, and he buries it.
So Pope very patient in that possession, ended with a goal. They're going to be that patient in 6-on-6. They're going to need a goal every possession here to tie this one up and hopefully take the lead back at the X. Looks like it's Reith versus Barnhill, and
yep.
Durden picks it up. Durden coming down in transition. He's going to take the shot, and easy save for Conley. Not sure. That was a great decision by the long pole right there.
Again, they win the face-off, and probably should have pulled that out and killed some clock. But again, Pope struggles to clear. Barnhill loses the ball, and McCallie's got a ground ball.
Hutchko done a nice job on the ride all afternoon. Just put one in early in this quarter off the ride, and he knocked that ball loose, picked it up. And now McCallie will get that possession that they probably should have taken earlier when Durden took the shot, but Pridemore moves it on to Reith. And looks like
we got a timeout.
We're going to have, oh, the flag was down.
I think we got Barnhill with a slash after he lost the ball up here at midfield.
So 3.5 remaining here in the 4th quarter. McCallie up 9-7 now on the extra man. Big extra man here for McCallie to extend the lead or for Pope to get a kill and have a chance to pull it within 1. So McCallie working out of a 2-3-1 set. We saw this earlier in a man up for them. They scored right after a penalty was released while Pope was still scrambling to find their matchups in the 1st quarter. Clements on the inside. 2 goals this quarter already. Spinning the ball. No motion so far. Pridemore skip, and Pope's going to have a chance to clear it. Coach Troy Kemp over there, hands up in the air, frustration out of him.
Yeah, they look to reverse the ball back from Pridemore back to the wing. I think it was Brown, and just a bad pass by Pridemore out of bounds. Pope ball.
So Johnson will get double teamed here. And they'll move it to Conley, so set up into clear here. He's going to throw it upfield. That pass got knocked down again. Picked up there by Webb Beckham briefly.
Yep. It's almost an instant replay of the goal. Conley's pass deflected. Now we got a ground ball scrum. Pope's got it.
Picked up there by Runge. He's going to
Timeout Greyhounds.
Timeout Greyhounds. So 2:47 remaining. Pope trailing 9-7. They'll use their second and final timeout of the half. We'll be back on Lacrosse Fire TV for this finish right after this. 2:47 remaining here in the fourth quarter at Pope High School. Thanks for tuning in on Lacrosse Fire TV. I'm Ned Case alongside Bruce Oswald. Pope called a timeout just about 5 yards before they stepped over the midfield line, so they'll have to clear it. It'll be Runge. He's got 3 attackmen chasing him, and he tries to split. The triple team can't do it, and he throws a big check. Ball still on the turf, and there's the flag from the official. Durden picks it up. I think this play should have been blown dead. Durden fake high, shoot low, and that will extend the lead to 10-7. I'm not sure why they didn't blow that play dead when that flag was thrown and the ball was on the ground. But we see it here. Durden, he's been impressive with that stick all day. Fake high, gets the goalie up in the air, puts it underneath his legs.
So we were talking at the break that was probably a questionable timeout by Pope. They had a fast break and a man-down situation needing a goal. They called the timeout before they got over midfield. Runge tried to run through a triple team after the whistle, lost the ball. Durden comes up with it. Flag was down. Ball was actually probably on the ground, and the whistle should have been blown, but it was not, and the goal is going to count.
So on top of that, they'll get Runge for a slash, so this will be a man-down face-off for Pope. So, yes, certainly not what you wanted coming out of that timeout.
Facing off for McCallie, number 9, Sage Reed.
10-7, 2:32 remaining.
Matt Johnson.
And Pope really just clearing the ball has come back to bite him all afternoon.
Yeah, this whole deficit has been the positive of the clearing by McCallie and the negative of the clearing by Pope. Absolutely.
And we talked about part of that could be only one day of practice before this game with spring break and just not having those reps every day, getting guys to the right spots, making sure your sticks are sharp, putting passes right where they need to be. But here we go now, McCallie on the man up. Clements with it behind. He'll swing it over to Pridemore.
Johnson moved on that face-off, so Pope lost possession. Didn't even have a chance to get possession there.
So Reith out there with the extra man group, showing he's a little more than just a Fogo. And that pass high, but handled by Pridemore.
Looks like they're just killing clock here. If they score here, it's pretty much over, but they're killing the clock, which is probably the right thing to do. They've been told to keep it in.
And again, a high pass by Hutchko. Pridemore reels it in with one hand. Pridemore behind, looking to feed, gives it over to Hutchko. Hutchko plays catch with Reith.
They're in no hurry.
Pridemore up to Brown. Brown's going to step in. That one rang the crossbar and backed up by Pope.
Hit the inside of the
McCallie.
pipe. Hit inside of the pipe. Low to high shot by Brown. He's got a good shot, both hands.
So Brown, after we were talking about he needed to do a little better job of putting his shots on cage, has done that here in the second half. And Pridemore wisely using the full 10 seconds before he touches it in. So now Pope kills the penalty, so they'll have a chance to go chase the ball around, try to get it on the ground, and
yeah, they need to pressure.
almost out of the box.
They're not playing without any sense of urgency here. They need to double or pressure the ball.
So Pridemore with it now. And McCallie's just going to keep the ball behind here, wait for the double to come.
They're looking to go into a 10-man. Conley's covering the guy on the crease now.
And Pridemore pops out. He's got the ball. He's checked there by Carter Brown. See if Brown can put it on the ground. And, yeah, Pope is not doubling the ball behind. And McCallie's just going to take their time, under a minute here. So Pope not sending their goalie out to double or sending their goalie to take somebody else's man for the double. It's Johnson with it behind, and ball's knocked loose there. So Pope will have a chance. Conley goes and gets it. He does. So 30 seconds left. Let's see if Pope can get down and put one in the net, put a little pressure on McCallie here. Corby gets it up to Johnson. Johnson crosses over the midfield, takes a look at the clock, sees there's about 20 seconds left. He's going to give it a go. Nice roll. Can he stay on his feet? He does. Gets a shot off just wide. Acrobatic shot there from Johnson.
You know, Johnson really hasn't dodged much since the first quarter. He should have seen more of that in the second half from him, but he did have the pole pretty much the whole second half.
And now it's Regetz with it, rolling to his left, trying to get back to his right. We're under 10 seconds here. Johnson with it. He's going to take another shot. That one looked like it hit off the pipe and backed up by Pope with 3.2 seconds remaining. And that should just about do it. We'll see if they throw one more on cage here. And that one will be a turnover. So McCallie will travel down south to Georgia and walk away with a 10-7 win. Pope, good test for them coming back from spring break. Certainly doesn't hurt their chances in the playoff. Anything like that. Clears came back to hurt them, but certainly a bright spot in Stephen Runge going 4 goals, 1 assist in his, third game back now?
Yeah, so Runge was out early. He got hurt in the first game. He was out for 7 or 8 games, came back against Walton and Milton. And he actually had, I believe, 6 points against Walton, only 1 against Milton, but a big day for him today. But Pope really got hurt in the transition and ground ball game and needs to work on the clearing game to get a better effort going into the big region games next week.
And McCallie was led by Denver-bound attackman Zach Hutchko, who finished with 3 goals and an assist. Thanks for tuning in here on Lacrosse Fire TV. For Bruce Oswald, I'm Ned Case. Be sure to tune in to more Lacrosse Fire TV broadcasts throughout the spring.